Hello, we're here with Patrick from Siser.
How you guys doing?
And we're about to unbox something awesome. Tell them all about it.
Listen, we got the brand new Juliet high definition cutter from Siser North America. We just launched it globally. It is an incredible piece of equipment. Not only does it bring the craft community to the commercial space, we've tied in a bunch of commercial aspects to this cutter that are going to give you a really, really great user experience. So check it out pretty soon. I have a feeling there's going to be a couple of folks that do a little unboxing for us. So
you already know what time it is, guys. All my graceful tribe, guys. I'm going to show you the unveiling here live. We got the exclusive. A few other people got it as well. All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Patrick.
you so much. I appreciate you.
This is the new cutter. This thing looks like a turbo, right? First of all, look at the sleek design.
That's just design, or okay.
It's a quiet stepping motor.
I like the way light glows. It's like a car with an underbody kit.
So this is officially, we launched this about 2 hours ago globally. We have part of our team over in Italy, so that's what all the big stink has been about the last few months. This is the Juliet high definition cutter from Siser North America. It's a 12-inch cutter. Actual workability space is about 13.5 inches. The motor itself is a stepper motor, however super fast, super quiet. I can actually run a cut for you really quick just so you can get it in action. Really cool features that come with the cutter itself. On your home page, you have all of your custom cut settings. So I can select from a list of HTV, PSV, and we also left some of the spots open, and the reason being is you can actually update all of those within the user interface. So if I have, let's go to easy or Starling, I load that up, there's my normal cut setting. Let's say the blade isn't cutting as deep as I want. All I do is pop that up a couple of times using the 2 buttons on either side, and then I hit the update button, and now I can update that cut setting permanently within the software.
Nice and user-friendly.
Yep, if I have a specific material that I want to name in here, I can actually rename all of these cut settings and override all of that as well. Another thing that we actually added within the cutter itself on the general settings, we do have 5 customizable languages within the cutter itself. And then also we can change the units from metric to imperial, which is really cool. And then we also have things like your LED light. I'm able to adjust the brightness and the dimmability of the LED light right from the screen. I'm also able to just turn it off. So if I'm in a heavily lit studio, like that new studio you got, if the light's reflecting too much off that print and cut, I can just turn the light off and not have one.
So the light is over there, all right.
Yep, so the light actually runs along the bottom side of the cutter, and it's diffused too, so it's not super harsh on that print and cut job.
Can you take the brightness up and down one
Yeah,
more time?
yeah. Go ahead and adjust the brightness.
So it dims right over there. That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Have you tried
And I see a Wi-Fi symbol right here.
Yep, so we also have the ability to, let me go into it, we also have Wi-Fi connectability. So it does come with a USB, but you can also put it on your local network as well. On that, we also have within there, let's see, we have the sleep menu, which is kind of cool. You can actually automatically make your cutter go to sleep at a certain amount of time. We also have alerts, so if you're a set it and forget it kind of person like I am, I can turn the chime on, so when the cut's complete, it'll actually chime and let me know that it's done. As well as the LEDs, I can make the LEDs flash with that just to give you an indicator that the cut is finished. Yeah. So one of the really cool features about it too, we added the test cut right on the home screen. So we can right away, as soon as you load your material, you can load up your vinyl, you can load up your cut setting, and then you can right away do your test cut and make sure that everything's good. And if my head ends up ending a job in the middle, all I got to do is hit the home button, and the head actually moves in directly into the machine itself.
Now, okay, so the head tucks away into the body.
Yep.
Is that why? Because I'm looking at this, and the form factor is really, really small.
Yeah.
So, like, this does the same thing as a basic regular camera.
Yeah.
But it has a better form factor and more features, actually.
Absolutely, and so one of the main reasons why we did that is that we found an issue in the space right now, is that when you have a large head like we have here, okay, this head normally only will come up to this side wall. Okay, well, what does that happen if this machine errors out? Your blade is already 3 or 4 inches away from the side of the machine. So by allowing the head to actually move into the machine itself, we now start the blade at the edge, so now you're not going to error out on both sides.
Right.
That makes sense. So with that too, we also put a membrane within the actual user interface, so I have a recut feature for production printing. So what will happen is, when I actually go to cut something out from the software, it'll automatically advance the material a little bit, and it'll start basically where the next cut should, and then one of you can hit that play button right there in the middle, and as soon as you hit it, it'll start going right away.
Wow. I'm noticing right now as you're touching the buttons, it's really responsive.
Yeah, so we upgraded to an LED screen that was actually has a digitizer built into it, so it's more. It has more of a phone feel than a really like kind of laggy feel to it.
Now, what different materials does it cut? Is it only cut vinyl?
Nope. So we're not limited to vinyl anymore. We're limited really to what consumables are within the.
It's
actual
very
machine.
quiet.
So currently working on a drag knife. We're working on a fabric tool.
Okay.
I've gotten through a bunch of materials with just the standard 45 and 60 degree blade. However, as you know, like those aren't going to last very long. So with that said, we will be able to cut we did it with basically the commercial user. We wanted to bring that, shrink it down into the craft space. Okay, because traditionally the crafter's too afraid to go up and try to start getting into the commercial space, and the commercial user with companies like ours that educate, influencers like yourself that educate, that's really all the information they get. So we wanted to kind of merge both worlds. So through the Juliet, the Romeo, which is the larger version, and then Leonardo design software, we will have like a full inclusive ecosystem for the creator. And within that, from the time you open the box to the time you make your first cut, we're already teaching you and making you confident and comfortable to move on to that next step.
Okay. So now, what is going to be the difference between this one and this one is the Juliet? Right?
So this is Juliet, a 12-inch, but actual workability space 13.5. Romeo will be 24, actual usability space about 1.5 inches further.
But
so
same cut settings,
same exact cut settings, everything's identical. The only thing is the Romeo doesn't have a hood and doesn't have a bottom lid.
Okay.
It fits more of that traditional, what you're used to seeing in a commercial setting, but the exact same look, exact same end caps and everything. So, but to answer that question, the reason why I say that it moving into the machine, giving you that maximized space, that also allowed us to reduce the size of the machine down. So now we can make a smaller footprint because we don't have to account for that extra 4.5 inches or 4 inches to compensate for the head.
Doesn't look like anything on the market.
Yeah.
And also there's 3 pinch rollers.
Yeah.
For accuracy.
So over on the back side of the machine, we have a couple of different things. We have a main pinch lever that'll move your 3 additional pinch rollers. You have the ability to move the pinch rollers wherever you want within the actual spot. And then you also have another feature. So when I'm fully up, like all my pinch rollers are down, I can push this up, and this actually adds additional pressure for stuff like fabric, paper, things that you need really to get pinched in there. Yep. Or bottom left of the machine when you're looking at it. And I know it's going to be a little bit different for the craft users, but again, bringing that commercial feel to the craft space. You can now watch your material in real time, advance and cut. So if you do mess something up, it's easy for me to stop it because I can see it right away. I don't have to wait for a full mat to feed through the machine, come back, and then I pull that mat out and have that oh crap moment. You know?
Tell me about the software. Can I use this with a Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that?
So as of right now, we have Leonardo Design Studio. In the future, what we're hoping to do is to actually be able to connect to other machines, other equipment, and other things like that, and also build plugins for our machine. So that's kind of the next step. As of right now, we have a hybrid app, so it's web and locally stored. I'll give you a quick little rundown of it.
Are we going to work on a phone app too? No.
That's the next step is doing phone and tablet. So this will be available. This will be available in retail. Will be available mid-October, and then to the distributors and the reseller network will be closer to Thanksgiving. However, that's going to get us ramped up right in time for Christmas, I think.
Okay.
So look at this. I'm already getting texts from everybody because they just launched this in Italy too.
Wow.
Everybody wants it. Yeah. Homepage. Be a basic homepage, just like any other homepage. It'll have all of the things we want to put into the forefront, things we want to teach and create, all the new materials that come out, things of that nature. Okay. You have your tutorials page. This one will be compiled, and again, it's not built out completely yet in the demo version, but in the real version it will. But this will be where we store all of our content, right? So any video that we do on here, the benefit for us too is that we can actually highlight the influencer now, finally, and we build it right through YouTube. So we put your link right there, you automatically get a view when somebody views it within the software. So yeah, we're gonna flush it out with ours first. Obviously, we want the clicks. But so with that said, we have a basic design library. It'll be preloaded with a ton of designs. These are just some of them. All of them are geolocated though, so because we track the IP address, we're able to, if you're in Italy, you're going to get Italy-inspired designs. If you're in Mexico, you get Mexico-inspired designs. Still have the ability to search for all of them within the software. So if you know that this corn one is there, you can still find it. It's just, we're going to put to the forefront some of those to try to, you know, China doesn't want to see Independence Day doesn't want to see Cinco de Mayo. We try to make it all-inclusive. You have your cutter registration page. This is basically going to be for your registration, plus tech support and all of that stuff. And then you're going to have your My Page, which is just a basic My Page, but the design software itself, we'll delete all of this. Design software will open up with an open platform design software. And so you have the ability to adjust this screen to whatever you want, 16 by 20 if you're doing a full front on a large shirt or whatever. Again, thinking about the craft user. So the craft user, I'm a big scrapper myself, so I have scraps everywhere and I like to use a mat. Now what I can do is I can just click on the use cutting mat, and just like a Silhouette Studio, I can bring up, you know, that cutting mat right away, and I'll be able to change. There's only a couple loaded in here right now for demo purposes, but I'll be able to load anywhere from a 3x5 mat, which we all know what that is, all the way up to a 24x24 mat for the Romeo. Same with paper as well. All of the paper, I can preload a piece of paper, so if I am doing print and cut, I already have it on there and I can work within the space and the means that I have. As far as the margin is what the standard margins are for that paper. So US letters like a 1/4 inch, you know, then you have the A4 drags the margins
small,
out.
Like
No. And based on your browser, you're not going to be limited to your margin either. Okay. We have basic functionality tools, your select tool. We also have a touch select tool if you have touchscreen. We have a freehand drawing pen as well. So the next stage for us, now that we're launched, as of like early next year, we're going to start working basically on the tablet version. So iPad and that. That's one big thing that I'll give you the exclusive on that I haven't told anybody yet. So hold on, I'll give it to you and turn it on. Everybody has found out about it last minute, but I'll tell you right up front, we will launch with Windows and Mac. So with both right away. So with that said, we will have, again, some tablet versions, iPad version like that down the road. But this is going to start setting it, be the catalyst to set that up. That's why we kept a lot of things like the pill shape, very basic on-screen features. Reason being is that when we shrink those down, you won't have a lot of difference between the tablet version and the actual computer version.
Makes sense.
So you probably want to see me bring in a file and the print and cut stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to import. Another thing too that's a cool feature that will be turned on is we have an export tool, because creation should be free, and when you create and design something, you want to share it with your friends, you should be able to export it and share it with your friends.
How about that?
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to import a file. Let's go with like this guy right here for now. First screen is going to be our tolerance screen. This is when we remove our background and all of that kind of stuff.
What types of files can you import?
PNG, PDF for now, SVG, JPEG, all your major file types. The only thing we can't do right now is like the Corel, the AI, and the CDR files. The only reason being you got to pay for licensing and stuff.
Yeah, and those softwares you can export those formats.
Right, and we're also looking at the opportunity for plugins and stuff like that. So if we can just build a plugin to our machine, you know, I mean, we'll definitely keep that. It was a standalone product, right? Yeah. So with that said, the next screen, what you're going to see is it vectorize in real time. So it's going to vectorize my image and put a cut line on. Okay. So right now it'll scan my image and then it just put a cut line on my image. So we're done.
So print and cut is that simple?
That's simple. So now on the next screen I can choose my contour. It's a live contour tool for your sticker makers. So now I can put a live contour and then I can also add a bleed. And what it does is it'll try to find the closest color to the edge and it'll try to match that first. Let's say I want to change the color. I have a full CMYK menu that I can choose from. And then I also have a little eyedropper that I can just put this anywhere on the image. So say I want it orange, select the color right within the image. Easy. A ton of improvement down the road. But for the basic version, this right now I have a print and cut ready to go. I can go in to send my design. And on this side of the screen, you'll see it breaks down my printed artwork. and then it breaks down my cut file. So I can send my printed artwork to a printer, and then as it's printing, I can go in and start setting up my cut settings for the actual cut portion of it. So let's see if we can do, I got a pen. So once I actually put this into the machine.
I'm loving the 3 cutting wheels.
Thanks. We have, I think there's, I want to say there's 5 on the large format version. Oops, sorry. See if I can capture this really quick on camera.
Wait, what?
So actively right now I'm just moving the head to find like my design that I just made.
Oh, so you're looking up here. No more me trying to hold my neck over to see the registry.
Intermission time.
So now the camera will actually show you. So, and what we also did too, we widened the field of view of the camera. So it's been a year in the making, man.
Wow.
It's been a year of my life in the making.